Ooh. We're gonna wait for some people to get on the room. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button. Dang, he 84 years old. He should have been got out of there. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Damn. Mm. Oh, excuse me. See if we get some people in the room. Mm. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna get started. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the like button. I got something in my eye. So apparently, Mitch McConnell hasn't been seen in 3 weeks, and he fell out somewhere, and his staff won't tell what's going on with him or anything like that. Now, earlier today, I heard that he's not coming back to Congress. But the strangest thing is this. His wife is Chinese. My sinuses is bothering me. Apparently, she done went back to China. She done fled back to China. It's real strange. Something real strange going on. My sinuses is bothering me. Mm. So McConnell has been hospitalized for 3 weeks, and aides won't say why. Senator Mitch McConnell, Republican of Kentucky, has been hospitalized since June 14th. Since then, his office they haven't said anything. And why did his wife flee back to China? The scant official statements have led to speculation around Washington and efforts to piece together what's going on with Mitch McConnell. I couldn't stand him anyway. Oh, I couldn't stand him. The most recent statement from his office said that the senator appreciates the outpouring of support he's receiving while he continues to his recovery in the hospital, and that he continues to improve and is working closely with his staff in Kentucky. Now, Trump confidant says this, has claimed that Senator Mitch McConnell is brain dead. Hey, King Mason, how you doing? They saying that he's brain dead and will not be returning to Congress. The bombshell claim by online influencers Laura Loomer came after days of speculation swirling around the 84-year. He should have been left with his old decrepit ass. I couldn't stand him. McConnell suffered a heart attack on June 14th, and aides have refused to provide details about his condition other than insisting he's recovering in the hospital. But why did his life leave for China today and your husband brain dead? It don't make no sense. High level source close to the White House tells me Mitch McConnell is officially brain dead. He's not coming back. Operating outside of official government title, Loomer has nicknamed Trump's loyalty enforcer by administration insiders aware of her close relationship with the president. So this is according to Laura Loomer. Mitch McConnell's daughter deletes her ex account as questions swirl about her dad's hospitalization. His office has not released any updates since then, and the spokesman did not return any questions. Why is they so hush hush about it? See, he been in and out the hospital since 2023. He should have been stepped down. Let me see. In 2023, he missed several weeks of work after falling in a Washington hotel. After he returned to work, he twice froze during news conference. I remember that because we were saying what the hell was wrong with him. I remember that. A year later, he fell and sprained his wrist by walking out at GOP luncheon. Oh, he had polio when he was a child. He was first elected in prison in 1984. That's when I graduated from high school, and was the Republican leader from 2007 until last year, serving as majority and minority leader during that period. Mm. I can't stand his ass anyway. I can't stand him. Okay, we gonna make this video short. We about to do some videos. Because it ain't much else to talk about with his ass. Racist ass. So they trying to say it's a cover up.
Insight, you're going through the news probably more than even I am. I want to jump right in on this story. So, Senator Mitch McConnell was found unresponsive on the floor of his D.C. home last month. He had to be revived through CPR. They then tried to cover this up and pretend like he had maybe fallen and that he was doing great in the hospital. Now his staff, they're running his calendar, his congressional updates, and his X account as if he is happy, healthy, and functional. I don't wish harm on anybody, even though I'm not a fan of Mitch McConnell. This seems incredibly disrespectful.
This is Stephen Gardner.
The Trump agenda. Your thoughts on this story breaking big last night?
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on all of that. I think that it's entirely disrespectful, not just to the rest of Congress, but to McConnell's constituents, right? I mean, we elect these people to go there and do our business for us, do a job that is on our behalf. And if you're not capable of doing that job, then you should step down, you should resign, you should do something so that you are not the one responsible for doing the job of your entire constituency. And this is something that we have seen time and time again in recent years with representatives and senators. We saw just recently there was a representative from New Jersey who was gone for like 4 months or something because he was too depressed to show up. And I don't want to minimize the condition of depression, but like if you're too depressed to show up to your job, then you need to take some kind of sick leave. You need to step down. You need to hand over the reins to someone else, because the business of New Jersey constituents, Kentucky constituents, and all the rest of us, it's way too much, right? It's too much work to get done. And if you can't do it, you need to move on. Mitch McConnell has been in the Senate for a very long time. He has been holding up a lot of things that are important to the American people, and he's a very old man. You see these older folks deliberately holding on to power that they are actually not capable of fulfilling.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember on the Democrat side how angry I was when I found out that Senator Dianne Feinstein of California, she was missing for multiple months. They then literally wheeled her in a wheelchair and helped her raise her hand in order to vote, because they were so afraid of losing her Senate vote against Trump or in favor of Joseph Robinette Biden.
Facts. I remember when they did that too. I do.
The Senate, why is the House of Representatives becoming a geriatric facility?
Exactly.
People that refuse to retire. Like, you've already become rich off of being in office. Go be with your grandchildren. Go.
Right. Exactly. Well, at least Nancy Pelosi old ass leaving, but Maxine Waters is still. You 85. What the fuck? Why are you still there? Enjoy your life, because I mean the grave is right there. Hey, Wenda, what's up?
St. Thomas, go snorkel with turtles. I don't
Right, do
understand
something.
this trying to hold on to power at the disadvantage of the American people.
Yeah, we even saw someone, what was it, a Texas rep who was literally in a memory care facility and still holding on to their seat. What is this? Don't you have any respect for the people who got you into office? It's absolutely unacceptable to do that. And I certainly know if my representatives were absent for that long and they were not voting on doing the floor votes and they were not paying any attention, I would call them up and I'd be like, hey, you got to get out of office. Because the people who are in office, it's not about them. The office isn't about them. The office is about their constituents. And if you can't represent us, then you have no business.
Then you need to get the hell out. I agree. We're not going to listen to all of that. This is going to be a short video. So they saying it's a cover-up.
Now, that's funny. And it is almost enough to kill a channel.
This is Kevin.
I've seen a few that, now that's funny. And
Let me get
it calls for prayer plus personal preparation during times like these. The tragic result of gripes about the Republican establishment.
No, we're not. I'm not even going to play that video. No. Nope. This is my girl, Sabby Sab. I love her.
Okay, so this is shared by Desiree Townsend. She has been, reporting quite a bit about this. She said, new audio several minutes after the initial call to dispatch EMS, Senator Mitch McConnell went into cardiac arrest. This raises questions as to if Senator Mitch McConnell was conscious the day after hospitalization when he allegedly spoke to Leader Thune. So hold on to that for a second. Now let's go to more information where they are now saying that.
Right, Eric. And I said that. That is so strange that you leaving your husband in the hospital and you fled to China. What's going on with that? That is so strange. Right, to meet with the vice president. Exactly. I can't stand his ass anyway. I'm excited to wonder who Kentucky gonna put in his place.
Dispatch audio shows Mitch McConnell may have been unconscious after cardiac arrest. Remember, they said that recently that Mitch McConnell was unconscious. So listen to this report because something is not adding up here, ladies and gents.
And now to questions surrounding the health of Senator Mitch McConnell. According to dispatch audio reviewed by ABC News, emergency medical personnel were dispatched to his home last month to attend to an unconscious person who appeared to be in cardiac arrest. ABC's Olivia Rubin has more.
It's been more than 2 weeks since Senator Mitch McConnell's team announced the 84-year-old senator had been hospitalized without ever saying why. Now, this EMS dispatch audio reviewed by ABC News possibly shedding new light. At 8:36 a.m. that day, you can hear a dispatcher direct a response to the senator's address in Washington, D.C. for a, quote, unconscious person. That phrase, ALS response, standing for advanced life support. 6 minutes later, an EMS responder telling the dispatcher CPR is, quote, in progress.
Great communications. He's calling supervisor, CPR in progress.
And less than 1 minute later, the dispatcher repeating McConnell's address and saying to, quote, respond for cardiac arrest.
EMS no response. Some cardiac arrest.
McConnell is not named directly in any of the audio. On June 22nd, McConnell's office indicated he was still working on Senate business, but would not appear on Capitol Hill for votes. He would
Pause. On June 22nd,
Wow.
they said that he would repeat or continue to work on Senate business. That was June 22nd. But the call here was June 14th. They said that he was, he experienced cardiac arrest, and that now they're saying that he was, of course, unconscious. So don't you find that to be strange? That
Right. Is he still alive? Is the man still
June
alive?
22nd, if he had a cardiac arrest and he was found unconscious, that seems a little bit soon to me, doesn't it? This is not the first of health issues with Mitch McConnell, because we're going to walk through the timeline.
Which I just did.
Is Mitch McConnell actually alive? Where is Mitch McConnell? He has not been seen. So something is going on here, ladies and gents. Let's go back just a little bit again. What they said, that he was going to report to duties June 22nd.
McConnell is not named directly in any of the audio. On June 22nd, McConnell's office indicated he was still working on Senate business, but would not appear on Capitol Hill for votes. He was last seen on the Hill on June 11th. It's the latest in a series of health incidents for McConnell, now the third oldest senator in Congress. He's set to retire at the end of his term in January. And a spokesperson for McConnell declined to comment on this audio and didn't provide any updates on his condition. They have remained tight-lipped on the senator's health, and now 18 days later, it's still not clear if the sitting senator remains hospitalized or has been released.
Yeah, so hold on to that.
That's
So
strange.
They're not giving any update or indication as to what is going on with Mitch McConnell. I find that to be suspect. They're not commenting. So media reached out for a comment. They're not commenting at all. And it seems to me they're trying to hide something. It would not be the first time that a political leader or political official has been going through, health issues, and the staffers have tried to cover for them and say that, oh, well, they had this, but they're fine. Under the Biden administration, many of us with our own eyes, we were able to see that Joe Biden was experiencing cognitive decline. His staffers and press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, continued to deny these allegations.
Joe did.
Joe Biden decided to, step aside, and Kamala jumped into the race. It was later reported that Joe Biden is also dealing with cancer. These things come out now. We are watching right now, even Donald Trump doesn't seem like his health is all there. And staffers are continuing to cover and to protect and hide that. We have also seen in the past, there have been other presidents that were not doing well, that their health was in decline. And it was later reported that the wife was the one that was actually running the show.
Right.
So,
exactly. Was his wife running the show?
There is something very strange going on here. Like I said, follow Desiree, because Desiree has been tracking a lot of this stuff. And I think that she also mentioned something recently that she walked by this part right here. She said, to follow up on my reporting, it does not appear that Elaine Chao or anyone is currently at McConnell's D.C. home. On a different note, I did come across a frightened elderly dog outside the Supreme Court. So she walked past Mitch McConnell's home. And Elaine Chao is his wife, by the way. We're going to get to her in just a second, because something else was just released. It's really weird. But listen to this.
Okay, so there's United States Capitol Police at the beginning to Mitch McConnell's home here in Capitol Hill. I'm just going to walk by and see if I see any lights on. If there's any indication that potentially family can be in town or is in town. It's July 4th. Obviously, you can hear all the fireworks. So it looks like there are lights in at the house here. Could just be an automatic light, but there is a Capitol Police presence at the beginning of the street, but there are no cars parked in front of the home, so I don't know if that's an indication that no family is actually here, or if they are at their respective homes. Again, I don't know where Elaine Chow is, but I don't know if she's actually here in the home or not.
She's in China. How you leave your husband and you in China meeting with the vice president of China?
The street here. So in front of me, the Senate Hart building.
Yeah, so you can see there. So Elaine Chow, we are going to get to her and where her whereabouts have been, because that's an interesting thing that has been revealed recently. But if we walk through the timeline, ladies and gents, let's go back. I believe this was about 5 years ago, the purple hands. So it's been a pattern that we have seen over the years. Remember when Mitch McConnell had the purple hands?
I don't think there's been a weirder time in politics until 2020. So we have the majority leader, Senator Mitch McConnell, with actual black and blue hands. What in the hell is going on here? Now, of course, he said he has no health concerns, but I'm sorry. You don't think he's freaking out when he looks down and sees dark bruised skin? Fox News has come out and said that it's a common skin condition called senile purpura. But let's keep in mind that he is 78 years old, and this is not common. I've never seen anyone in my life with skin that color. I mean, it looks like he has frostbite. And not just...
It almost looked like he was turning into, you know how people say, excuse me, you know how people say that the thing about the lizard people, it almost looked like he was turning into an actual lizard, to be honest with you.
Are they trying to say he a reptilian? Is Mitch McConnell reptilian? Is he still alive?
If he wins re-election against Amy McGrath, God forbid, he will be the senator for 6 more years. Now, if this is how he looks at the beginning of the term, he's going to look like the creature from the Black Lagoon in 2026, if he makes it till then. And I know I've commented on his health before. I mean, this is on my Twitter account. No shame about it. But I don't feel bad about commenting on his health. People said he had polio when he was a kid. Who cares? He's taken a...
See, this was another example where he fell down, and it's not the only one.
Everyone's healthcare. We've got orange presidents, purple senators, and it's time to get rid of both of them. I'm a little nervous, but I am amped for this election. You guys know I've got tons of videos coming out now until November.
That was funny. So he said orange presidents and purple senators. That was from Dash Dabrowski archive there. But again, so that was, years ago. This video was published 5 years ago. So let's move a little bit forward in the timeline. Then there was this one, which was just 2 years ago, when Mitch McConnell froze. Remember this?
Yeah, I remember that. I was like, what the hell wrong with him?
This week, and good bipartisan cooperation, and a string of...
Let's go back here. I adjusted the volume so you can see the full concept here. So you just go back.
After finishing the NDA this week, been good bipartisan cooperation, and a string of
I was like that MK Ultra broke down or something.
Yeah. Remember we called this out back then? So a lot of people were pointing to this back then. Of course, this is not normal. And people were saying, whoa, what is happening to Mitch McConnell? Now, I have seen this type of thing happen before if someone has a stroke. Doesn't necessarily mean that he was experiencing that at that point in time, but I have seen that before where they just kind of freeze like that.
Right.
But again, this was just 2 years ago. The reason why I'm walking through the timeline is because it's very evident to me that Mitch McConnell should not be in office. Mitch McConnell should have resigned years ago when he started having these health problems. So why is he still in office?
I said the same thing. I said the same thing.
I think he's been holding on to that seat and who he's been trying to prevent have that seat or possibly have that seat. But that's not normal. They allowed him to stay in office. This is after the purple, the blue and black, whatever, hands and lips. And then you go to this period where he was freezing right here in public. Everybody saw it. See that? And so they were covering for him then. Now, at that point in time, do you believe that that's someone who is fit to serve? I said these same things about Joe Biden, all of the not just the gaffes, but the mental decline that was very clear to all of us who were paying attention. And I was like, why are they allowing this guy to continue to, to govern the country at this point in time when they know that he's having some health issues here? He should have stepped aside. And so we see the same thing with Mitch McConnell. Now, this has been going on for years with Mitch McConnell, and he still held on to that seat in the Senate. So that was another one. Then we fast forward again, more recently. This video was posted about 8 months ago. I want to remind you, another fall from Mitch McConnell.
Well, there was a scary moment on Capitol Hill today. Senator Mitch McConnell was walking to the Senate floor for a vote. When you just saw it happen there, he stumbled and fell to the ground. Luckily, he was able to grab the arm of the man walking with him, which softened the fall. That man and a nearby police officer helped McConnell get back up to his feet. The 83-year-old has fallen before, which resulted in him using a wheelchair for a time.
But let's go back.
Why the hell would you stay in office?
Let's just mute it so we can talk through it here. Pay attention to this. As he's walking, notice he starts to reach for, I think that's the Secret Service or whatever. Notice he starts to reach for security's hand. See this? Now, he didn't trip over anything. He's just walking. Yeah, you see that? So again, you're seeing periods of decline, and they had to help him get back up. He's not all there. I mean, if you go back to him freezing during that speech, not all there. The purple hands, the freezing, not all there. And then just falling like that, he's not with it. And he hasn't been with it for years. So again, why is he holding on to that seat? Then we have new information about what is going on with his wife. And this is a doozy.
This is insane. She in China.
Mitch McConnell's wife, bizarre move after the CPR drama revealed. So now we're getting more information. So this was published on July 4th. This is Mitch McConnell's wife. That's Elaine Chao. Where has she been? Well, let's get into it, ladies and gents. Let's dive right on in. Senator Mitch McConnell's wife reportedly traveled to China just 3 days after he received CPR following an apparent heart attack. So now that we know that he was unconscious during the time of that call, that audio that was released, why would his wife travel to China just 3 days?
Right, that's strange right there. That's strange.
And that he was unconscious. Why would you travel to China?
And leave your husband in the hospital.
Who would just leave their husband's side 3 days after that phone call of cardiac arrest and them being unconscious? Who would leave their husband's side that soon and go to another country? Who would do that? Unless he's not alive.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Who would do that? Would you do that? Elaine Chao, 73, who has been married to 84-year-old Republican lawmaker since 1993 and formerly served as the transportation secretary in the first Trump administration, traveled to Beijing and met with Chinese Vice President Han Zheng just days after McConnell's hospitalization. So you see this? That was very
So has she been running? She been running his seat? Has the wife been running his seat?
On June 17th, reportedly discussing efforts to strengthen China-U.S. relations. So again, she is no longer the transportation secretary. That was something, she was in that position during Donald Trump's first term. She's not the transportation secretary now. Why is she traveling to China to discuss U.S.-China relations with the vice president? What is going on? And right after, Mitch McConnell, her husband, had a cardiac arrest.
That's strange.
Now they have.
We're going to end that one right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, right now,
This is Matt Moore's TV.
Curious, frankly, something very bizarre is happening with perhaps the Senate's number one rhino, Republican in name only, Senator Mitch McConnell. Ladies and gentlemen, this news is going viral this morning. Take a look. McConnell is hospitalized nearly 3 weeks after cardiac arrest, sparking a series of questions. The 84-year-old Senate leader's office shared a brief update on July 2nd, saying he continues to improve and work with staff on Kentucky and Senate state matters during the recess. No photos or statements from McConnell have surfaced, prompting online demands for proof of life. We don't even know if he's alive right now. He's been in the hospital for 3 weeks, and concerns over access to his classified briefings on defense and rules committees. He's sitting on some pretty serious committees in the Senate. Kentucky's 2024 law requires a special election for any vacancy, fueling unverified speculation about his condition and potential impacts on the safe Republican seat before his term ends in January of 2027. Now, we have a series of reports to read through here. We're going to break it all down from every single angle. Left, right, center. Let's dive into all of this. First one here, breaking. Disturbing new allegations are accusing Republicans, really rhinos, of hiding Mitch McConnell's health status in order to prevent a special election.
I believe that. I believe that.
In the Senate. Now, I've got to say real quick before we continue going through the reports here, that seems incredibly unlikely that Thomas Massey is a part of this at all. Real quick, if Mitch McConnell were to, God forbid, pass away while in office, serving in the Senate, and if Kentucky were to hold a special election, whoever they elected in the special election to replace McConnell, his replacement would only end up being in the Senate until January of 2027, which is when Mitch McConnell's term was set to come to an end. Also worth noting, Mitch McConnell was not planning on campaigning for another term. He was actually going to resign. Now, I think we can see why he was planning on resigning. Pretty obvious reasons. He's having some health issues, but whoever would, in this theory, replace him would only be there for 4 months. And then they would have like an actual real election is what they would do. That's how it works in Kentucky. Let's keep reading here. Independent journalist Desiree Townsend laid out the disturbing case with clarity. Senator Mitch McConnell has now been hospitalized for 3 weeks. The gravity of this situation cannot be overstated, especially given that his wife, Elaine Chao, appeared in China just days after his hospitalization to meet with various high-ranking Chinese officials. The question now is about national security. If Senator McConnell has been unable to independently perform it,
I guess I'm only going to do one video. I'm so asleep.
I have some breaking news about Senator Mitch McConnell. 2 Democrat hopefuls.
Okay, I already played that. Let me delete that.
Who's a very reputable publication in Washington, D.C., just published...
This is Benny Johnson.
As though Mitch McConnell has died. And while it seems like an error, perhaps, some type of mistake, they already had it pre-written. As the whole do not use, a look back at Mitch McConnell's time in the Senate. You can see it right here in the Internet Archive. This from The Hill, one of the premier publications for inside Washington, D.C. And this happens sometimes where people get trigger happy and they publish something that they had pre-written, or perhaps they're publishing early before an embargo breaks. Has Mitch McConnell died? That is my question. We're hearing reports that Mitch McConnell.
That's what we all trying to figure out. Is he alive?
He's no longer with us. While we don't know if he's on this mortal plane, that's what we are hearing from some very high-level people inside of the government and inside of the Trump White House. And so what's going to happen next? This is the last time we saw Mitch McConnell alive. The last time I saw Mitch McConnell alive, he couldn't even finish chairing his own committee meeting. He was humiliated by his own staffer. His lips were purple.
Wrap up after. This happens because there is no dementia in Israel. If you're a Christian and you don't know that the cure for Alzheimer's and dementia is in the Bible, you should read the scriptures again. I only recommend this biblical drink if you want to eliminate Alzheimer's. This drink...
You can see the blood vessels that burst under his eyes. He had no blood circulation. He had to be told by staffers what to do.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah.
What is that? That's not a human noise.
Obviously, there's not a whole lot of time for a second round, so...
Slurring his words. And then Mitch McConnell gets up in the middle of the hearing and runs away, just like Joe Biden used to do. What happened later that day? Mitch McConnell is walking by himself down a hallway and then just collapses. Nobody touches him. Nobody scares him. He just falls over. What is that? It's blood loss. It looks like he is having a cardiac arrest there. We know that he had a cardiac arrest and was taken to the hospital totally unresponsive and unable to communicate. It's been more than a week since Senator McConnell, who turned 84, was admitted to the hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, though his team has not disclosed why he was in the hospital or provided any detail. This is out of date. This is from July 6th. It's been more than 3 weeks, correction, since Mitch McConnell, who turned 84. So it's been a month. Nobody knows. Now, we do have the 911 call and the dispatch. And the dispatch says that Mitch McConnell had a life-threatening injury, was unresponsive, and had a cardiac arrest, we now know. Independent journalist is reporting that 84-year-old Senator McConnell was seriously hospitalized last month, suffering from cardiac arrest, has not been publicly seen, is on life support and brain dead. Though nothing has been...
Wow, they saying he brain dead.
This is how you know it's really bad. Because Mitch McConnell's office, my goodness, look at one of these. This is one of the last known photographs of Mitch McConnell. Look at this. Look at his hands. Look at his hands.
And why would you keep working?
No blood flow.
Why would you keep working? I'm not down working.
The no-slip shoes, the mountain climbing shoes here, just to walk across flat surfaces. There are now multiple reports from a variety of sources, left and right, claiming that Mitch McConnell is unconscious and likely brain dead. And family members are not pushing back on these reports. Senator McConnell has now been hospitalized for 3 weeks. The gravity of the situation cannot be overstated, especially since his wife, Elaine Chao, appeared in China days after his hospitalization.
And how do you leave your husband? You in China.
Happened in politics. I watched all 4 years of Joe Biden. At least Joe Biden didn't sneak off to go confer with her Chinese state handlers. I'm not saying that she doesn't have them, but Elaine Chao did. Elaine Chao's Chinese. And she was born in Taiwan. Her parents are Chinese. They are in business with the Communist Party of China. They're billionaires. They run a massive shipping business through China. And you can't do that without the government's permission. It is a Chinese communist dictatorship. Well, anyway, Elaine Chao is not by her husband's side. Elaine Chao is in China, minting deals, meeting with the highest possible echelons of Chinese Party communist leadership, while her husband is dying in the hospital. Okay, what does that tell you exactly? Question now is national security. If Senator McConnell is unable to independently perform his duty, what safeguards exist to ensure classified intelligence briefings, defense appropriations, or other sensitive congressional matters could not be accessed, discussed, and shared with the Communist Party of China? It's a great point. And given the timing of Chao's meeting with the Chinese vice president, what was discussed? Why the hell was she in China?
Exactly.
High-ranking source says McConnell is officially brain dead. He's not coming back. I checked with the staff. Latest update from Mitch McConnell's lying staff, who's been lying, by the way, about his condition for years. We appreciate the outpouring of support. He's recovering in the hospital, so this is very interesting. This is new. They say he's in the hospital.
Why the hell would he keep working?
On Kentucky and Senate Matters.
Why would he keep working?
Sure. So they confirmed that he's still in the hospital. I spoke with a neighbor who lives next door to Mitch McConnell, and she said that she was there when the medical emergency occurred, and she saw him being taken to the hospital. And she's not seen anybody home since that day.
No family has
I
come.
haven't seen anyone coming or going from there.
Yeah, because I know his Capitol Police detail. They're over at the hospital, so I just thought So his wife, Elaine Chow, was found in China 3 days after he went into cardiac arrest. So we're trying to figure out where she is. It doesn't look like she has come back to the house. So I was wondering, have you seen her at all?
I haven't seen anyone.
Oh my God! Can you explain what happened?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm. Well, intrepid reporting right there. I want to see proof of life at this point. Something has to be done.
The man brain dead. Why the hell would he keep working? It's the last one.
We have an absolutely insane and hard to believe
This is again
on the
Benny
Mitch
Johnson.
McConnell crisis. Is Mitch McConnell even still with us?
Is he still alive? Right. Right.
Alive for nearly a month. He's disappeared when he was found unconscious and rushed to the hospital requiring advanced life support. But it's the actions of Mitch McConnell's very creepy wife and her dark connections to China that has a lot of people asking a lot of questions right now. So here's what we know. Mitch McConnell was found unconscious and effectively without pulse because he had a cardiac arrest. You can hear this in the 911 call. ALS response to Mitch McConnell's house. ALS stands for Advanced Life Support Required. Someone's unconscious and they need help. Now Mitch McConnell's office and staff, who refused to acknowledge what had happened to Mitch McConnell, are finally forced to admit that, in fact, he suffered a massive heart attack. Mitch McConnell, who already is in horrible health condition.
And he kept working. Why?
It's been weeks with zero confirmation. The U.S. Senate shouldn't be used as a taxpayer-funded hospice care, is what everyone's saying. His staff won't say if he's in the hospital. His staff won't give his condition. Nobody knows where Mitch McConnell is. Nobody knows if Mitch McConnell is still with us. If Mitch McConnell and his family want privacy, fine, good. But he needs to resign. Otherwise, he needs to reveal his condition and his ability to do the job. Because it's Mitch McConnell right now that's stopping the Save America Act from being passed. You know this? One more vote, and we'd be able to get rid of the filibuster and pass the Save America Act. It is Mitch McConnell's dying wish that President Trump be stopped. This is the same thing with John McCain voting against the repeal of Obamacare. John McCain did the exact same thing with his dying vote. These cretins. So
Damn.
it's now been 27 days, to my count, that we haven't seen Mitch McConnell alive. And the last time that we saw him alive is right here. Mitch McConnell unable to speak
And
by himself.
thank you all for being here.
Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy. Baldwin, Shaheen, and Kennedy still have questions. Wrap up after.
Hold here.
So Mitch McConnell doesn't know where he is. This is as bad as anything that ever happened with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Why the hell would you still stay in office is what I'm trying to figure out.
Everybody, and Senator McConnell, I appreciate your taking over.
So he can't chair his own committee. He has to be told by a staffer that other senators exist. You can see his lips are pale. His eyes are pale and bloodshot. He has clearly no blood flow. He can't walk anymore. Mitch McConnell is constantly falling down and collapsing inside of the Senate. Here he is unable to walk. Just fall. Nobody touches him. He just falls. I mean, this is how you break your hip. He's done, dude. He's finished.
Why hasn't he resigned?
Anyway.
Damn.
Obviously, this is what his hands look like. It is like a, the U.S. Senate is like truly like a hospice center for these people. Okay, so what now do we learn about Mitch McConnell? If there's somebody who would know Mitch McConnell's condition, it would truly be his wife, right? Who is Mitch McConnell's wife? Well, somebody named Elaine Chao. And you might remember who Elaine Chao is because she's been the 84-year-old's handler ever since they got married. She's the daughter of Chinese immigrants to America that are billionaires, just so happen to own the biggest shipping company in Taiwan. And Elaine Chao decided that in the middle of her husband's life-altering, career-altering, medical collapse, I mean, again, truly, we have no idea what the state of Mitch McConnell is right now, if he's even with us. Elaine Chao decided to flee to China. Elaine Chao was seen on a trip to China 3 days after her husband's hospitalization. Oh, no. That's not good. After Mitch McConnell was discovered unconscious and hospitalized with life-threatening condition that they've been lying to us about, his wife flew to Beijing for meetings with Communist Chinese Party leadership. She's getting our orders from her handlers on what to do next, which documents to burn, and then what the new game plan should be. Oh my goodness gracious. Mitch McConnell is owned by China, and his wife is a Chinese spy. U.S. Transportation Secretary Elaine Chao jets to Beijing. You know, because her husband's dying, she leaves to Beijing. Oh, great. This is just, like, what this is just this is Eric Swalwell, Bang Bang. So this is like a higher level. This is like the premium USDA choice Eric Swalwell, Fang Fang Bang Bang situation.
I got to do a video on Eric Swalwell, which I am.
You do when your husband's dying. 3 days after McConnell was found unconscious, hospitalized, his wife, a private citizen, traveled to Beijing to meet with CCP leadership, including the Chinese Vice President Han Zheng. Why is she meeting with the Communist Party? Why does her husband still hospitalized? What the hell's going on? Not sure. Elaine Chao in China University. Mitch McConnell has full cardiac arrest. Sean Tunes.
Is Mitch McConnell still alive? Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, hit that like button. This a damn shame. He should have been